Hey guys, welcome back to SMB Designs. We are continuing in our series of the Book of Ideas. We are on episode 4. So I did want to quickly, before we jump into that, we did make I think it was our first episode, um, the bookmark with dangles and a casing for it. Now, this is what we made, something like this, and it was on this kind of a glassine kind of paper. This is more like, I think, butcher paper. It is more difficult to work with that kind of paper because you have to use certain, like, ink. It has to be like ink that is meant for plastics and stuff like that, so like stays on ink. But I did want to give you an alternative, and that is this one. And I put it together with just that shipping paper, that really thin shipping paper. And this is what I'm going to use in my journal this time because it goes better with my aesthetic in the journal. But it you do it the exact same way, but it's a lot easier to go ahead and stamp and get a more crisp image. So I just wanted to give you that option and let you know that you can do that with anything. You can make it with any paper at all, but that's always a good option too because it's junk that you get in the mail, so you could easily throw that away. Okay, so let's look at our book and see what we're going to be working on today. Oh, today looks like this is an easy little flip writing space. You can use any kind of paper with it. And I just put a piece of, just a strip of the regular cardstock scrapbook paper up here that I had left and stapled it to the page. Very easy. I'm not going to go through and do that because it is so simple. This one is actually a flip out, so you can write on the inside and have a place to journal. I put a little strip of trim here to kind of help hold the top down. You want a little bit of weight there to help hold that down. So let's make that, and then we'll look at our next one if we go to a second one here. Okay. Oh, we do have a second one. We do have a second one, and I'm going to do it in just a minute. I'll show you it because it's one that I haven't put in my book yet, but it is a very fun and easy one. So this is a strip of paper that I had cut out, and it was a scrap off of my digital kit that I had for sewing. So I'm going to use it, and I just folded it as many times as it would fold to be even. That's all I did. Not a big deal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a strip of glue across the top here, and I have folded that little edge down just about 1/4 of an inch, not much at all, just so it would have a little more substance to it. Okay, so you get that smushed down there good, and you want to crease all of your creases with your bone folder, and I have one. Let me get it out here. Okay, there we go. There's one. That'll work. You just take it and go down each one. And as you can see, I made a different fold right there first. It's okay. Just press it back out. It's not a big deal if it wasn't the right one. Then smooth out each and every fold so it has a good crisp crease. Okay. So what you'll do with this is you will adhere the very back panel to your page wherever you want the fold out at. And I think I'm going to make mine go sideways like that. Now I may go like up and down. Anyway, so all you have to do now is just embellish with some trim or a dangle or anything like that. And this may be too big. I had made these previously, and all I did to make these was cut out circles of cardstock, and I glued 4 together, and on the very back I had done I had gel printed. I can't seem to get my words out today. I had gel printed on a card, like a plain card. And so I just cut out a circle of it because it was pretty sturdy and put it on the back. And then I put glossy accents over the top and put some foiling around the edge. I had a hole in it before I did the glossy accents and put through that a bulb pin and a jump ring. And on the jump ring, I put my little dangle tag and a little charm there. So that's a little bit big to be dangling from that. However, if yours was much bigger, it would work great. So I can't do it for mine because it's just too big for that. But we'll do it. Um, we'll use something else here. Let's see what we have. Oh, um, I have some fabrics. And I also have some trim here. I think I may use the trim because the fabrics are not, well, I could use a piece of this fabric and do the thing. We'll do that and we'll use both of them because I really like it. I wanted to be able to use it. Miss Kathy Cal gave this to me in a Happy Mail. It was so very generous of her to share her stuff. So it's cut there and rip so you get those nice little threads. And all you have to do to put this on there is to glue it on both sides of that flap so it stays. Or you can staple it or sew it. It's always an option for either one of them. But I am going to glue. So I'm going to first glue one side of it here. I'm just using art glitter glue. You can use Fabri-Tac. You probably could use a glue gun, but it would be more likely to pull off later. Now that I've got that, I want to fold this up because it's going to be my little tab. And so I want it to go about 1/4 of an inch up. So that's where I'm going to glue it, is about 1/4 of an inch up. You could do this on either the paper or the fabric. Really easy, really, really easy. And then you fold it over to where you wanted it. And right there's where I wanted mine. So I have a cute little fabric tab, and then I have this trim that you can catch trims and laces and stuff on sale at different stores. Hobby Lobby does a 40% off sale a lot of times, and they'll either do it on the by the yard or by the spool. And that's when I got this one. I haven't even opened this one yet. I don't want to cut the trim. I'm just trying to get the plastic. I'm not very good at that. I don't know why they don't put that pull tab on them. Like, it would be so easy. Okay, we got a little room in there now. There we go. Okay, sorry about that little ring-a-ding. It was my husband wanting to know what I wanted for dinner. Do y'all ever have trouble deciding what you want for dinner? I do every day. I don't know. I just have like, it's too much work. It's too much work to decide. I was cutting that up, getting ready for the next piece. This one, let's open this up here. It's such cute trim, isn't it? I love it. I think we're going to put it right across, right above that. Yes, but it still looks like it needs something, so we'll put something else there too. I am a lefty, so my scissors are lefties, if you didn't know that. Now, what I will do is on the end of this, I will burn the end of the trim because it would unravel if I didn't. Don't do this if you're going to hurt yourself or burn something up. You don't need much. You're not even catching it on fire. You're just barely touching the edge of it. So I need it to go to, I'll go to that little, right in between those two. I eyeball everything, you guys. You know this. I will measure if I absolutely have to, but eyeballing is good for me. Okay, let me burn that little edge just so it seals it. Yeah, that did it. And then I can put glue back here, and I'll put that all across my little card spot. Don't let them threads get in your way. They will, but that's all right. We like loose thread stuff. It's all nice and crazy. That's what I like about it. Just crazy and out there. Okay, so we got this. I think we need some kind of a little image or something. I know I have some of that cut out. Just not sure exactly where I put it. So what are these? I do not remember what I made here, so let's see. Oh, I made little clusters out of these. I don't think I have any that will be small enough or say what I want it to say in that batch, so let's pick a different one. That's just a bag of stuff that I have pre-made, and I like to keep that kind of stuff handy. And this is the bag I'm putting the stuff we made in it and a few other things that I had pre-made. So I can put them in my book in just a few minutes. Oh, it's a little bitty one, so I can't put that picture in there. I can cut that down and I'll use that. It says so much to do, so little time. I'm going to get my longer scissors so I get a straighter cut there. Because I want to go straight across, I've got to cut off quite a bit to be able to get that. I still didn't get that straight. I am not a straight cutter. I don't walk a straight line. How can I cut something straight? Okay, let's see. Do I need to cut those outer edges off? I think I kind of like those little outer edges, so I'm going to leave those, but I am going to get out some ink. I'm going to use some vintage photo and ink all the edges just to give it a little extra something. It kind of finishes things off really nicely. If you don't like inking, don't do it. You don't have to. Nobody says you have to. There are no rules. No rules in junk journaling. Okay, so I'm going to put glue all over the back of mine, but not out to the points because the points hung over. And get that glued on there. I'm just doing really thin little beads and just kind of scribbling it on there. You don't need a whole lot of glue for this. So let me put that up a little bit higher because we do want to see our little trim. There we go. Okay, so that, guys, is that simple. It is an easy flip out. You adhere to a page and don't let it glue itself to the other part, which I did. Let's just put a little ink in that. Now let's just ink a little bit of all of it because I don't want it to look like I did that on purpose. No, wrong, you know. It's okay. I love the way ink looks when it gets in a crevice or a crease, whatever you want to call it. And this ink goes a long way, and so you don't have to worry about using too much of it. It'll go a good distance. Now I don't want to get that on my front, so I'm going to move it off of my back. Okay, so there we have our little flip out. Very simple, very easy. Let me get one of our signatures there, and I'll show you what it would look like. For instance, if we put it on this page, we could put it like down in a corner here and people could flip it out. They can write on this side and this side. So that's totally up to you. You could always put it on a side and let it be where they pull it out or back this way. For this one, I think I do like it kind of in the middle on the bottom here. So that's where I will put this one. I'll do it since we've already got it out here. I'll go ahead and do it. I just think it's really cute, a quick, easy journal spot. Nothing to it, but sometimes you just don't think of those things that are just really easy, simple things to do. It doesn't come to your mind. And so I'm going to put that right there on the bottom. And now we have a cute little journal flip out where the person who gets this journal can journal nicely on it. Isn't that awesome? That's a cute, fun little thing you can do. Okay, moving on to number 2. Number 2 involves a coin folder thing. And I had trouble trying to figure out how to get these, but you just need to cut a circle to fit those spots so you can go ahead and work with it. So we're going to do that. We're going to pull our vintage photo and the antique linen. Let me get a brush for the antique linen. Hopefully this one's semi-clean. And I'm going to hold my circle and I'm going to brush it on. Just because I don't want it stark white, because a lot of my stuff in this journal is aged. You can do stark white if yours has stark white in it. It's no rule. You can do a different color. It's not required. Basically, we're going to make a specimen slide out of this, and very easy to do. So we've got that part. We're going to save the vintage photo until after we get done with our stamps, and I want to grab something here. I'll be right back. Okay, I've grabbed this stamp, and this came from Temu. Their stamps are really inexpensive, and so I'm trying to decide which one I want to use. I really like this one, but it's more of a honeycomb, like a bee, and I don't really want that for my sewing. This one is more like typed text, which is an option. But I do really like this little floral piece. I think it would go really nicely on there. I also really like this little medallion. It's very large, but yeah, I don't think the medallion would work. So I think I might use this floral piece. I might do a little bit of the text just to see. If I don't like it, I can do something else. But it gives me an option of something to do. So I'm going to get a stamp block. And this is kind of a slicky stuff, so I am going to use the Stays On ink. Some of the older ones are not slick, which is preferable. You can make these on your own. Just cut out a rectangle, divide it in the middle, and put 2 circles, whatever size you want them to be. Okay, so I did black. Yep, because I said I needed Stays On. Shoot, I think it might be too much, too dark. Yeah, let me take that off. I don't want to do black. Black would be just way too much. Okay, let me see. What do I got? I have a tea dye. That would work better. And so I need to wipe off my stamp so I get rid of the black that's on there. Baby wipes are your friend in the craft room, let me tell you. You never thought you'd be buying baby wipes as you got older, but you need them. Okay, that's all wiped off good. I should have wiped my desk up before I threw it out, shouldn't I? I'm just doing this so any extra liquid that might be stuck between the letters would come out. And so that's ready. Let's put our tea dye on. And we're going to stamp kind of off. Yes, that looks really nice. It's just a nice faint type in the background. Love that. Okay, so when we close it, one side will be upside down, so we need to flip it to do our imaging since we're doing writing. There we go. All right, very nice. I love that. That ended up being a good choice. So now we're going to do the little flower, and it's not going to really show a whole lot. It's just going to give a little bit here and there, just something to add some interest. So I'm going to stamp that with vintage photo, and I'm going to put that little bit right there, and that little bit right there. Got a little touch there. That's perfect. Perfect. And then up here, I'm just going to kind of let it go across. It did that very well. And I'll put this across as well right there. Okay. Perfect, perfect. So now we can take out our little pieces. Now this will take a minute or two to dry, so we need to let that dry for a second, and then we will continue with it, okay? So hang on just a second. Okay, we're back, and it is dry. So we're going to move our little disc aside. It has a little bit of sheen to some spots, but I touched it with a tissue, and it did not smear or come off. So we're going to try to see if we can work with it. I used a blow dryer on a medium heat to dry it. Don't use your heat gun too close because it will melt your plastic in the middle of those. So just so I see how we're going to fold together, that's what it would look like there and there. Super cute. Okay, so we're going to open that up. And on the inside, you want to put something. And I want to put string. It's kind of unruly, so I'm going to put it in my hands and kind of ball it up a little bit. And then when I get it there, I'm going to spread it a little. Because I don't want it to be a real tight ball, but I want it to just fit. Okay. And then I have a word. And the word that I chose was fibers. And it was too small for me to put in my corner rounder. So I just rounded the corners. They're not perfect. They're not exact. That's okay. I'm not either. So I do need a little bit more off of this end because we've gotten so much off of that end. Okay. I got a little nip right there. I don't want that little nip. Okay. So we're going to take our little ink pad, whatever was left on it, and put some ink on it. Grunge it up real good. And then I will be putting that right in the center of our threads. I'm going to close it and look. Yeah, I'm going to like that. So now I need to put glue all around the outside edge of one of them. Do not put too much glue too close. If you put it too close, it will squeeze out into your frame. You don't want that. Seven Plaza is a wonderful channel, and she teaches me so much all the time. And this is one of the things that I learned from her, how to use these up, because I had a whole bunch of them. And she got a bunch the other day, and it worked really, really good. My fingers have stuff on them. Okay, I'm going to have to wipe that down some because I done got my big fat thumb on it. Okay, now I need something to dry that because you can't close it up while it's wet. So I'm just taking a little bit of tissue. You want to dry it because it'll wipe up that extra that you were trying to get off to start with. Yeah, that one's on the outside, so we're fine. Put that back in the middle. And all my glue is on there. So I'm going to close it down good. Hold it. Let it adhere. Ah, I waited too long, didn't I? Oh, my word moved. It's not being nice, is it? It's okay. Sometimes it's not, but it'll get there. It will get there. Oh my goodness. It's okay. You just reball stuff up, stick it back in the middle, make sure there's nothing hanging out. Put your little word back in the middle where you want it. You can glue it if you want to, but you make sure that glue is going to dry clear. Because if it doesn't, then you're going to see your glue on one side or the other. There he is. Oh, I got one sticking out, so I'm going to cut it off because I don't want it getting pulled by anything. There we go. Isn't he cute? That's a super simple way. You can always put a word or something on this side. I probably should have done that, but I didn't. I think it's a little too late. Oh, no, we get to open it. All right. And make more messes. Okay. So we've got fibers here, which means it needs to go that direction. And we're making a sandwich. Just make you a sandwich right there. I should glue that down, I know, but I'm stubborn and I don't want to because I don't want to see glue anywhere. I'm just a stubborn old country woman. So if you're not, you do you, boo-boo. But I am. Okay. It's going to be one dot. Just one dot. Just so I can try and get it to stick in the spot. Right there. Okay. So that's stuck. That's stuck to my finger. Put that there. Let's do another word on the other side, just so if it got flipped around, you would see it on both sides. So it would be nice if I could find thread. It needs to be a short word because that's a shorter little space. Oh, how about a number? What would that look like on the other side being? I'm not real crazy about it. Okay, no number. No number. Um, come on. We have stitch. That would work since we are technically stitching. Or we have repair. Let's use repair. We'll round those little corners and put a little bit of color on it. Very easy. Everything does not always go right the first time. It's just something you have to learn to enjoy when you deal with anything that has to do with arts and crafts and stuff. It's not going to be perfect every time. So don't set yourself up thinking that it's going to be perfect. Now I'm looking to see what way my words are facing, and they're facing like the top of it is facing out. So the top of this one needs to face out too. So I'm going to stick my little bitty dot of glue right there. And I'm going to put it on this side. Don't put your finger in the glue, Stephanie. And then I'm going to put our glue all around again. Thankfully, we were able to reopen it. My gluey fingers sticking. There we go. Hold it down, let it glue. There you go. There is our specimen card for anything you want to use inside it. You could do anything with it. I could put a tab on it and it could pull out of somewhere. I could add it to the top of a tag and let it be a tag topper. It could be just about anything you want it to be. So the sky's the limit. Let your imagination go and enjoy what you're doing. If you don't enjoy it, it's not worth doing. That's for sure. So until next time, guys, I thank you so much for joining me, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.